Hey, what's going on guys? It's Fatz from Mr. Fatz TV. Sorry I haven't been around, I haven't done no videos lately. I'm just kind of slacked off building the business and doing other things. I did have time to do videos, I just didn't do them because we all kind of slack off every now and again. Right, today I want to talk to you about creating a book. I was once illiterate. I had to do a Learn Direct course, and Learn Direct is adult education for people who've got lower grades or find some skills hard. So they do IT courses, maths courses and English courses. I did a Learn Direct course because my English skills weren't up to scratch. So after my Learn Direct course, it improved my English a little bit, then I started reading and that improved it some more, and I've become from illiterate to somebody who does really well. Now I run a business, an organisation, and people actually come to me for CVs and to proofread things, business plans, and look over things like that. So I went from illiterate to actually writing my own book, which was for my business anyway. Now, a lot of people say, it must have been hard to write your own book, it's a big accomplishment, you can self-publish, you can be published. I went self-published, you got a bit more control over it. But yeah, it is a big accomplishment to write your own book, especially when you was illiterate and it was really hard for you to do anything when it involves kind of reading, writing and things like that. So here's the steps that I took to write my own book from illiterate, building up skills, and then obviously writing a book. Now, this is how I found it easier to write my own book. So first off, you're probably going to get it on the, a computer. You're going to do it on your laptop. You have an iMac, your MacBook. You're going to start writing. You're going to put it together. I went for a book which was, I think it was 5x8, which is this size. Let's go back to here and so this size book. This is actually the book. I just feel this size book is easier to hold, to carry, and it's just nice to read. When you go to bigger books like this, I really dislike them. I mean, this is a good book, but I really dislike when they're big and bulky. You just can't just sit there and just kind of enjoy the book too much. So bigger books like that, and some of the other big ones I don't really like. I like books that you can really just kind of hold nicely. I don't know why, that might just be a personal preference. So the first thing I did was choose the 5x8 in your settings on the, either you've got Pages or Word, so you know it's going to come up the right size. Now what I did is I wanted to see a physical form before I actually sent off for my proof. So what I started to do was I started placing them, paper clipping them inside of other books on the same size. So this way, when you print off your sheet and you cut them down, I mean, it might be a bit long and drawn out, but you print off your book that you're doing, or a few pages, and then you kind of just paper clip them in other books. And when you paper clip them in other books, it gives you a physical form of your book without waiting for the proof, then re-uploading the proof once you've edited it, because it takes about a week for the proof to turn up, which is your first copy of your book, to turn up, and then you have to edit that, and then you have to re-upload that, and then you can send that back, and then send it back to you, and it just seemed long and drawn out. So what I did is I just printed them off and paper clipped them in the book. So when you're flipping through, it looks like you're actually reading the book, and you can see the layout, you can see the fonts, you can see the sizes. I mean, you can see, in general. And then what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll be like, no, this is repetitive, so I changed that bit, I didn't like that. And as you go through, you can go through the edits before you send it off. So the first thing I did was write it all out on the computer. As I got through each chapter and each part, I then printed it off, paper clipped it into a book. And as you can see, once I did it through that book, and then I did it all the way through this book, all the way to the end. Well, this book is the Marketing Blueprint. Marketing Blueprint by Jules Marcox, I think. And then you can see, as I've gone through the book, I've proofread the whole book a few times. Yep, that's okay, yep, that's okay. And we've got like things that have changed. But when you paper clip it into a book, you don't have to send off for your proof. So I found it a lot easier to do this way. That bit was a bit, oh look, I found some stamps. That bit was a bit off, so I had to change that. And then when I was happy with it and I finished it, then I sent it off for the first proof. The first proof come back and I didn't have much to edit. When the first proof come back, it was okay to go, which is a great time saver because it takes a week for your first proof to come back, and then obviously you have to re-upload your edit once you've done your edit, re-upload it, send it off again and wait another week. So that's 2 weeks to come back to you. I'll re-edit it and send it back. When you could do it with a printer, you can print it off, see the fonts that you want, and bring it back to you. So that's how I written the book. I found it easier to print off a physical form, paperclip it into a book of your choosing, of the same size, and then you've got a physical copy straight away. Instant copy to look at straight away. That's how I written the book. And then obviously, when the first copy came, this was the first proof. As you can see, first proof. There was some things that I did want to change, did want to play with, but in theory, there would have been a lot more that I'd have to change if I didn't do that step first. So do it on here, print off each chapter, cut them down, put them into a book, and then send off for your first proof, which you can see I had loads of little edits that I wanted to do. Oh, I like that, I didn't like that. And then you send off for your second proof, which had no edits in it at all. I was really happy with that. And then you send off for your actual copies, because these ones are just proof books. These ones are actual copies. So you can sell these. These are physical books that I can sell. Now, I did change the front cover a little bit so it would be a bit more clearer, and the back was a bit nicer as well. But yeah, these are the actual copies now. And I just found it to be a big time saver when you did it that way. Now, I created a book on CreateSpace, which is Amazon's independent publishing. CreateSpace is great, easy to use. The Kindle I had a bit of trouble with because you have to download the Kindle app or software to upload a Kindle version so it doesn't throw it out of whack. But yeah, that's how I did it. I hope it helps. And I think if you believe that you can write a book, you should go ahead and do it. Because there's so many people out there who are just releasing garbage. So if you've got a little diamond in the rough, I believe you should believe in yourself and go write that book. Anyway, I'm out, guys. That's just how I did it. You don't have to do it that way. You can send off your proof and then edit it and send it back, send it for proof, edit it, send it back. But that's just how I found it easier. Now that I've shared this with you, I can actually take these paperclip pieces out. Peace.
You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down.
I'ma work to my last breath. I'ma hustle to my last breath.